Hello students, in this lecture we are going to discuss about the types of error. So main topic is triangulation adjustment. In that the subtopic is the types of errors. So why error occurs? So when you measure a distance several times and compare the obtained measurements, so you know that they are not equal, so they are not matching with each other, all the measurements may be different, and the reason behind this is the imperfection of the instrument or maybe tendency of the surveyor to commit the mistake because of the human part. And despite of taking all the cares, some errors are always there in the measurement, maybe linear measurement or the angular measurements. So it means that some errors are uncontrollable. Because of the uncontrollable nature of the environment, errors are occur in the measurements. So these errors are of three types: mistakes or gross errors, systematic errors or cumulative errors, accidental errors or random errors. We will discuss one by one. What is mistakes or gross errors? So these are the errors that arises from the inattention of the surveyor, inexperience of the surveyor, maybe carelessness of the surveyor, poor judgment of the surveyor, or the confusion in the mind of the observer while taking the readings or while recording the readings. There can be number of examples about the mistakes and gross errors, but if this mistakes is undetected, if you are not aware what mistake you have committed during the measurement, then it may produce a serious effect on the final result. Hence, every value to be recorded in the field must be checked by some independent field measurement. So some of the typical example of the gross errors are the inattention of the surveyor. Suppose two persons are involved in the surveying. One person is given, that is a leader is there, one person is giving the instruction to the another person and he is not following that one. That means his attention is somewhere, then their chances of errors are more. In a survey party, in a group of peoples who are engaged in the surveying measurements, some persons may not be aware of the methods of the surveying, principles of the surveying. He may be exposed to the surveying for the first time, so the chances of the mistakes are more. Then carelessness. So you know the methods, you know the principles, but because of your attitude during the surveying operations, that is the carelessness, the mistakes may occur, or the poor judgment or the confusion in the mind of the observer. If you are recording the reading, whether the reading is 40 degree 20 minutes or whether the reading is 40 degree 22 minutes, there may be some confusions while doing the linear measurement. Or if you are involved in the measurement of the distance using the measuring tape, then instead of reading the distance or the calling the distance in meter and centimeter, he may read the feet and inches. So confusion in the mind of the observer whether this is correct or this is correct. These are the typical examples of the mistakes or the gross errors. So during the surveying, they should be detected properly, otherwise you may get the erratic results. Then Second kind of the error is the systematic errors. This is an error that under the same condition will always be of same size and sign. They follow some definite mathematical or physical law, and their effect is cumulative in nature. So, it may be of same size and sign. So, magnitude may be same and the direction may be same. So, it may be sometimes positive, it may be sometimes negative. So, under the certain condition, it will be of same size and same sign. The magnitude is same and the direction will be same. So, their effect is cumulative. Such errors are of constant character and are regarded as the positive or negative. Accordingly, they make the results too great or too small. Their effect is cumulative. We will take the simple example of the systematic error. Suppose it is asked to measure the distance between the 2 points. So, the first point is say A, second point is B. So, you are using the chain of 20 meter length. This is the standard length. So, in second year or in the basics of the surveying, we have studied that before using the chain, it is necessary to verify the actual length of the chain. This 20 meter is the standard length of the chain. So, if you do not verify the chain and after the completion of the work, if you found that the length of the chain is say 20.2 meter, this 20.2 meter, then let us say if you divide this distance into number of chains, so this is part 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 5. That means this distance consists of the 5 chains 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, when you record this distance, so first 0 point of the chain will be here and the end point of the chain will be here. So, you are recording the distance, the total distance as 100 meter, whereas the measured distance will be 20.2 into 5 chain length. So, this distance will be 101 meter, remember. So, actual measured distance is 101 meter, but you have recorded only 100 meter. Why? Here the chain is too long, and we know that when the chain is too long, that is longer than the standard length of 20 meter, then the measured distance is too small. That means you have recorded only 100 meter distance. But here whatever the error is here occurs in this measurement, this is the magnitude of the error remains same, its direction remains same, it is of increasing in nature, it is increasing in nature. Or if you take another example, you are using the 20 meter chain and actual length of the chain is say 19.8 meter. Okay. When you measure the same distance using the actual chain length of 19.8 meter, then your measured distance is 99 meter, but you are recording the distance of 100 meter. It means that when the chain is too shorter than the standard length of 20 meter, measured distance is too great, that is the 100 meter. So, the systematic error may be of negative type, may be of positive type, but they follow some definite law, okay, some mathematical law or some physical law. This is the best example of the systematic error. So, this is an error that under the same condition will always be of same size and they follow some definite mathematical or physical law, and their effect is cumulative in nature. Some of the other examples: the measurement of the distance using faulty tape or chain, an instrument is not level properly and the instrument is not adjusted properly. The instrument is not level properly means, suppose you are doing the leveling work. In leveling work, one of the essential condition is that the instrument should be level properly, so that the line of sight will be perfectly horizontal and the vertical axis become perfectly vertical. If the line of sight is not perfectly horizontal and the vertical axis is not becomes perfectly vertical, then some error will occur in the staff readings. So, instrument should be level properly. Even when you take the measurements using the theodolite, maybe 20-second theodolite or the 1-second theodolite, leveling is essential in order to get the correct readings of the horizontal angle, and instrument is not adjusted properly, it is not set properly, centering is not done, leveling is not done and focusing is not done. So, this is the essential things. So, these are the some of the examples of the systematic errors. Then another kind of the error is accidental error. These are the errors those which remains after mistake and systematic errors have been eliminated and are caused by the combination of reasons beyond the ability of the observer to control. That means, despite of taking all the cares, if you level the instrument properly, if you focus the instrument properly, if you verify the tape length, chain length, every care is exercised before the commencement of the work, but there are some errors which are beyond the ability of the surveyor or the observer to control, to have control over such errors. Such errors are called as accidental errors. Accidental errors are also called as the random errors. So, what are the typical characteristics of the accidental errors? Accidental errors are equally likely to make the appearance result too large or too small. They obey the law of chance, that is law of probability. Some of the examples of the accidental errors are the discrepancy between the chain and tape measurements when both are used simultaneously, inaccuracy in marking the chain length on the ground, inaccurate centering and inaccurate bisection of the instrument. For example, if you are measuring the distance, suppose if you are measuring the distance, say this is the distance to be measured, say this is A and this is B. After the completion of one chain length distance, you have to fix the arrow. So, sometimes you are fixing the arrow to this side of the line, sometimes you are fixing to this side of the line, likewise. So, such error is called an accidental error. Okay. So, another example is, if you want to measure this angle AOB, when you measure the angle AOB, you have to center the instrument properly, so that the center of the instrument will match with the station point. If you are not, your instrument is not center is somewhere here, instead of O your center is O dash, then you will get the angle A O dash B, whereas it should be angle AOB. So, inaccurate centering. Then when you bisect the any station, let us say this is the peg. So, usually the pen is fixed at the center. Then when you look through the telescope, you will get the view of the diaphragm, one vertical wire, one horizontal wire, two additional wires are there. Let us say consider this as stadia diaphragm. It is expected that when you bisect, so the tip of the pin should match with the center of this horizontal wire and the vertical wire. So, sometimes the surveyor is, because of the imperfection, sometimes pin is appearing to this side, sometimes pin is appearing to this side. So, these are some of the typical examples of the accidental errors. Thank you.